The NHL's had many blown calls and controversies. Whether they've made you riot or just get a little pissed off, they always affect you in some way. That's why, in no particular order, let's talk about the top 5 best controversial blown calls. It's 4-4 in overtime, and the Sharks are playing the St. Louis Blues in the 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs. As the puck is carried up the ice, a scrabble ensues, causing Timo Meier to swat at the puck like it's a fly. As the puck ever so graciously makes its way into the slot, Erik Karlsson gets a piece of that before-mentioned fly, allowing the Sharks to win the game in overtime. Okay, well, the easiest thing would be going back in the footage and seeing what happened. But the worst case happened. They allowed the goal. The fact as a sport, we feel that relying on technology ruins the game is something I can't grasp. What purpose is there to have it if we're not going to use it? It's not something hard to miss. He took his hand, and he swatted the puck. I feel like the Sharks had some idea of what was going on, but the refs take after the theme of this video by not doing their job. It sucks that it was an easy call to make, and it sucks even more that it was missed. So here's what I'm pretty sure everyone knows. In Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals, after a scrum out front of the net, Dallas's Brett Hull scores the cup-winning goal on the Buffalo Sabres, with his foot in the crease, and at the time, that was a big no-no. After the goal, the refs never reviewed the play. The people who defend the goal say that he was in full possession of the puck, which is when a foot is allowed in the crease. The people on the other side of the argument pretty much claim the opposite, saying that he took possession of the puck from within the crease. The controversy behind the goal is what makes it so fun to talk about. There's always going to be two sides to every argument, so the debate behind this issue will be an ongoing discussion. This is the only time Dallas has won the Stanley Cup, and Buffalo hasn't returned to the finals since this series. Since then, the NHL has allowed a lot more feet in the crease, and I'm pretty sure it's a direct result of this. I don't know. It's fun to talk about, so let me know your opinion in the comments. My opinion? I have no idea. Let me paint a little mental picture for you. The Leafs were winning 3-2 in the 1993 series against the LA Kings. Wayne Gretzky's LA Kings. It's tied 4-4 in overtime, and Gretzky high-sticks Doug Gilmour, resulting in a cut on his chin. Because of the blood drawn, it should have been a 5-minute major, but referee Kerry Fraser claimed to have not seen the alleged high stick. Wayne Gretzky goes on to score the game-winning goal, tying the series. Next game, the Kings lay waste to the Maple Leafs. I bet that mental picture isn't too pretty. Look how close the Leafs were to taking it all. This is the closest the Leafs have gotten to winning the Cup since 1967. One thing that I guess is nice is that Kerry Fraser later apologized for not seeing the penalty, claiming, "I had to make a decision. In referee school, they hammer it into you. Call what you see. Don't guess." The honest to God truth is, I didn't see it. If I had one opportunity to turn back the hands of time for a do-over, it would be to catch that high stick. I'm sure I'm not alone in that department. Poor guy, but you stole my team a cup, so do I forgive you? After taking a 3-goal lead in the third period, Vegas' Cody Eakin cross-checked Joe Pavelski, injuring the Sharks forward. Eakin was given a very controversial major penalty and a game misconduct as a result. The reason the call was so controversial was because the call didn't need to be a major penalty. The play was again unreviewable, but because Pavelski was knocked out, they thought the best idea was to give Vegas a major penalty, allowing the Sharks to rally back and win the game 5-4. This is crazy that again, the play couldn't be reviewed. This was Vegas' chance to win the series, but it was snuffed out by a bad call. Could you put yourself in their shoes? It was 3-0 in the third, and you just watch it all crumble in front of you. Series supervisor Don von Massenhoven said that the major penalty was given because the cross-check caused a significant injury. But it really wasn't Vegas' fault, as the man lost his footing. An executive admitted it was a bad call, and the league did acknowledge it, but if you were Vegas, would you feel like that was a good enough excuse? On March 13, 1955, The Bruins' Hal LaCoy high-sticked Maurice Richard in the head during a Montreal power play. Richard needed 5 stitches from the high stick. Referee Frank Udvari raised his hand for a delayed penalty, but continued the play because the Canadiens had the puck. When the play ended, Richard skated up to LaCoy and beat the ever-living crap out of him. Richard then left the ice with the Canadiens' trainer. According to the Montreal Herald, writer Vince Lunny claimed that LaCoy's face looked like a smashed tomato. Richard was given a match penalty and an automatic $100 fine. LaCoy received a 5-minute major penalty plus a 10-minute misconduct for the high stick. After the game, the NHL's president Clarence Clamwell suspended Richard for the remainder of the 1954-55 NHL season, including the playoffs. Public outrage from Montreal poured in as fans believed the punishment was excessive, and many Quebecois believe the suspension was the English majority attempting to subjugate the French minority by excessively punishing their favorite player. The next game against Detroit, all hell broke loose. Even before puck drop, there were protests out front all against Clarence Campbell. Campbell was attending the game and appeared 5 minutes after puck drop. A bit later, people started throwing anything they could at him. A fan punched him in the face, and someone set a tear bomb off. Not a very great start. Outside, people were turning over cars and a real riot began. Over the span of 7 hours, $100,000 worth of damage was caused and 100 arrests were made. Montreal Mayor blames Campbell for the riot because he attended the game and provoked the fans. Maurice Richard had to go on radio and tell people to stop. So I can hear you asking yourself, how is this a controversial or blown call? Well, the call itself resulted in a riot, so I would say this is pretty controversial. Hockey was a different sport back in the day, and it's crazy this even happened. Oh wait. So those are the top 5 best controversial blown calls. They're not in any particular order, but I thought I'd talk about a few I found interesting. If you're from the Sportsnet shoutout, thank you so much for stopping by. You don't have to subscribe, but my goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers this year, so if that could happen, that'd be pretty cool. I'm in school, but I'm releasing an update video soon, so if you want any updates on what's happening with this channel, be sure to stay tuned.